Hopefully we're live. That should be us. Hello and welcome to Division 2, Round 6, around the Spanish Grand Prix circuit. This is our 6th round of the season. So we wait for a couple of drivers to load up. And we will shortly enter the qualifying session. We'll see what the weather is. It is me on my own at the moment, so you have to bear with me throughout the course of this race, qualifying and race. I will do the best job I can. And it is very sunny out there, so looks dry. 19 drivers. Hickman has already left the session, which is not great. And I think, well, we've got Connor coming out already. He's been very good in time trial, as most of you would have seen across this week across the Discord, and he has chosen to be the first man out on the track. So then, I will get the standings up for you. We have Nicky, or SLR Nicky as he's now known, on 86 points ahead of Cheesy Train in second on 62. Yeah, 24-point gap. Then comes Marcelia, 1 point behind Cheesy on 61. Then a jump back to SI Connor on 34. Zach in 5th on 30. Panther in 6th on 25. Original in 7th on 23. So Cooper Benz in 8th on 23. Barlow in 9th on 22. And Bennett 21 in 10th. And that is your top 10. And the first man out on track, SLR Connor, is about to start his lap. So I will take through his lap as best as he can as he opens to the DRS as early as he can, and will come down one of the longest straights on the calendar. So there should be some good action in turn 1. Picks his braking point into turn 1. A little bit of a lock up and goes very wide and has already invalidated his lap, so I have put the commentator's curse on him already. So we'll quickly flick to Plain Teddy. Getting used to, or getting accustomed to life in Division 2, and is on his way around the flat out turn 3. So 21-2 for the first sector split coming around turn 4. Has to be careful on the throttle around here, so traction is heavy around there. Coming to a turn 5 car, always wants to run out wide. And he's coming through. Turn 6 is just not a corner in these cars. He comes through the tricky uphill chicane of 7 and 8. Then into turn 9. There's a little bit of a lift, runs wide. Manages to keep it in the limits of the track. Hard braking for turn 10. Runs, or doesn't choose to hit the apex. Opens up the corner for turn 11, then quickly into 12. Sweeping round in the right-hander. Up towards turn 13, and then the final chicane of 14 and 15. A little bit squirrely on the exit, comes round the final corner of turn 16 up towards the line, and he goes into first with a 1:16.3. Let's have a look at our championship leader. I think he's about to finish his lap, and does, and it goes 3 tenths faster than the Alfa Romeo driver. Hello Nicky in the chat, as I've just seen you. We have got rain towards the end of the race, so yeah, I don't think that will affect strategy too much. Well, it shouldn't do. It'll just be who's feeling brave at the end of the race. As I'll quickly find another driver. Actually, I've just been on board with Nicky. Oh, wow. It's lucky to keep out of the wall. Good car control. Panther has invalidated. Connor has gone round again, done a 15.7. Let's have a look at Cheesy then, as Nicky is recovering. Coming up towards the final chicane. Round the final corner. Up towards the line. What's it going to be? A 16.3 fastest final sector. But still a little way off the two Renaults, who have been, could say, the stars of qualifying this season. So Rando has gone up into P5 by the looks of it. So we'll go on board with Original. Yeah, we're missing one Ferrari of Hicklin. So that gets out of the way nicely. So uses a lot of the curb on the inside. Takes a tight line through 12 and through 13. Could compromise his run through here. Try not go deep through here as well, as he comes around the final corner. Then where's this going to put him in the pecking order? It is 9th fastest. At the moment, as only 13 drivers have set lap times. I'll quickly jump on board with his teammate, as I think I will have a co-commentator joining me shortly of George, by the sound of it. Yeah, it should be him, as MRC comes across the line then and goes 10th fastest. So we've got SSR Halo coming into the pit lane. Hicklin has joined back, interestingly. What we have, that's not who I want. I want his teammate, and that is Dorsey. He's on his lap now, coming into the tricky braking zone, turn 5, big lock up in the front left. As he makes his way towards the tricky uphill chicane. SLR Connor retires from the session in the pit lane. He should be safely through. Only one run for the Renault driver, as George is jumping on comms for me. And he has now joined the party. I'll just wait to the end of this lap with Dorsey, as Hicklin selects his car actually. And that is 20 drivers in the session, as Dorsey will come round the final couple of corners to set his lap, and that is MRC into the pit wall, as you would have seen on the right hand side then, and he's crashed, and he is out of Q1 by virtue of crashing into the pit lane wall as Dorsey goes 5th fastest. And we have SLR George joining me in the commentary box. Make sure you've ticked your box, and welcome.
Hi, Matt. Yep. Hold on, ready to go.
Ready to go then. Welcome along for this. I will send you an invite if I don't think you've joined yet. So.
Yeah, I'm gonna need one, Matt, please.
There we go. So then we have 5 drivers who haven't set times, and it looks like my Spectator menu has broken once again. So I have to flick between drivers. We've got iCallum, Benz, followed by Panther, all on a lap. So this will be interesting. There we go. I fixed it now. So go back to iCallum. So yeah, Connor to Div 1, apparently. I wouldn't go that far yet. Only Q1.
That's an impressive lap time though. 1:15.7.
1:15.7, yeah. Yeah, of course. Not sure what the pole time was last night. If anybody would love to fill me in on that, I would love to know that knowledge. So George, you're obviously racing later on.
Yeah.
What are your
Spain's an
feelings on
interesting
this
one.
track?
I personally feel, you know, Spain's a bit strict on some of the corners. I think the main aim for Spain is to just get around the track penalty free and try and gain some spots on other drivers that have got penalties. So it's going to be interesting, that's for sure.
It will indeed. We do have, you won't know this, but we do have rain at the end of the race.
Yeah.
Yeah, forecast at the end of the race. So right at the
Be interesting to
dying
see what kind
stages.
of yeah. It'd be interesting to see what kind of or how the race pans out really towards the end if the rain comes in.
Yeah, I had Rando message saying 45 minutes into the race, which is going to be right at the end if there's safety cars. Obviously, it could well and truly come earlier. So we've got Halo here coming across the line. He goes 12th fastest. It's 2 Ferraris. The bottom of the timing sheets at the moment. This Hickman is now starting a lap, so we'll go on board. See what he can do. Wide into turn 1. Compromise his run through the first sector. For people just joining, MRC Leah did crash into the pit lane entry, so he'll be taking no further part in this session. So that would be 6 drivers out in Q1, providing nobody else crashes. But at the moment the cut-off point is a 17.1 of SLR iCallum. Yeah, we'll see if anybody can prove. Hickman coming through the first 2 sectors, 50.6. Not saying the timing screens are light, but needs a lap to get out of this session. And I'm sure Jord is willing his fellow Ferrari drivers on.
Yeah,
well.
I will be watching them, and obviously I won't be, keeping my eyes all on them, but I will be keeping my eye on them both and rooting for them.
Yeah, you're 17th fastest.
Yeah, you got Panther going on his outlap as well now.
Panther on an outlap needs to improve. Well, needs to set time really. Rocker Mad. Yeah. Rocker Mad on a lap, purple middle sector, but down on his time. So needs a good final sector to get himself out of the drop zone. Someone's just popped up there. Neelix has gone 9th fastest with 16.6, so good improvement from the Red Bull driver. Halo reserving for Lewis OD today, by the looks of it. Rocker Mad goes 3rd fastest with 16.2. Nobody can beat the Renaults so far.
That's impressive from Renault so far. 1:16. 1:15.7, sorry, and 1:16.0. That's fast. Definitely fast in my eyes.
Yes, that is eye-catching for Division 2 anyway. I saw someone in the chat say that pole in Div 1 was a 14.7. and he is matching what they were doing last night in Q1. That remains to be seen if that's his limit, of course.
Yeah, instead of 1:14.7 in Div 1. The Div 1 yesterday? Yeah, it was
Yeah,
Div 1 yesterday.
1:14.7.
And he's got 1:15.7. That's literally a second slower.
Yeah, and it's only Q1, so well, the track will obviously ramp up as we go through the sessions. We've got Panther then, still going through his lap. Lap he needs, just about catches the car. Going through 10-11. On the exit 10-11, now through 13. Through the chicane of 14 and 15. Try not to invalidate, compromise his run onto the straight, so he's going to lose time. Going to bleed time down the straight, and it's only 16th fastest for the Ferrari driver. And he needs about a 10th to improve, and he's only got just over 2.5 minutes left of the session. And he's got the fuel light on already, so I'm fearing for him. People greeting each other in the chat. Connor did 44 laps of TT. That was in one session, I was seeing. So that could have been even more than that. That's without practice sessions. Nicky is saying he did 7 laps in TT and he's only 3/10 off. So maybe a bit of rivalry going on in the Renault camp. Maybe a friendly rivalry as people start retiring from the session.
Definitely going to see what Rando can do as well now that he's been brought up from Division 3 to Division 2. You know, this is his first race in Div 2.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see how he kind of performance he puts in with all these drivers in Div 2.
Yeah, he's off to a good start anyway. Getting through Q1 by the looks of it. As looks like Scopes is not. Oh, he is coming out. Scopes is coming out, but Zach only goes 16 fastest as well. Someone popped up there. I'm not quite sure who. That was Benz up into P3 with a 1:16.1. I don't know if it's. Oh, the Drastic Blazer's sitting in the middle of the road. I think Zach was going on for another lap. Oh, he's off the track now. I'm afraid to say that is game over for the Haas driver. That's the one. Yeah, he looked like I think he was going for 2 consecutive laps, and yeah, he had enough fuel on board. Shame for him. Halo retires, and he's in a precarious position there in P14.
Ben's just running a faster time than Rock as well.
Yeah, 2 Alfa Romeo drivers. Yeah, fine. There's original as well.
Come in and just moved him down as well.
The 2 Williams on an outlap. Who's next across the line then? I think Hicklin, by the looks of it. He's coming up to a bit of traffic, and they should get out of the way before he gets there, and he's taken a lot of the curb, and that, unfortunately, unless he can... Oh, he's out of fuel as well. Unfortunately, 4/10, and it still wouldn't have put him through. Unfortunate for Ferrari drivers, and that's the checker flag now dropped, and that is 2 Ferrari drivers out in Q1. What can the rest do then?
The boys aren't going to be too disheartened by that, if I'm honest. I'm pretty sure they'll pull themselves together and bring it up in the race.
Yeah, oh, Callum has just gone off the track as well, and that's invalidated, and now he's out of the session, so it's only Scopes that can make the difference. And Callum's retired on the track. I think I don't know what he's done, but he looks like he's lost it and just smacked into the wall on the outside, which is an odd place to crash, to say the least. Yeah, he just hit it straight into the wall. You see on the left hand side there as we were on board with Scopes, so interesting to see what actually happened there. I quickly went off board with him as I was trying to see what Scopes does. Goes wide at the final exit of the chicane, gets away with it, comes across the line, and it is out of Q1, and that is 2 Williams out of Q1, drops Halo into the bottom 5, and Halo unfortunately is out of Q1. And it's only by a tenth and a bit. Well, only by actually, because Leah crashed. Unfortunately, Leah would have been through if he hadn't crashed into the pit lane, but he is out. There's 6 drivers out. So joining Leah and Halo is Zach in the Haas, Panther, Icallum and Hicklin is slowest of the times in Q1. Rando said cheers Jord for
Yeah, I did see that. I've been keeping an eye on the chat as well.
Dorsey said big block from Blaze. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Zach was on a flying lap. So we wait for the drivers to come across the line then. Or not come across the line, retire in the pit lane. Who are our comms today? Me, as in Mercs, and Jord. Jord to Div 2. Jord to Elite. I'm sure he can shed some light on those.
That's a bit far-fetched. I mean, I wish I'd have some of the pace that those boys have up there. They are really quick, and yeah, that's that's quite a shout for me to be going up there. It's a bit too deep for me up there.
I mean, I don't think many people have gone from Division 3 to the top division.
No.
Strange things have happened, of course, but yeah, that's not usually what you see. You usually see him moving up 1 division or 2 if you're the case of Sweaty Confetti or Dark Xenon. But not all the way up. But yeah, here are our drivers out. Emma Solia with the crash in the pit lane, as I've mentioned before. Halo, Zach, Panther, Icallum and Hicklin. So 2 Ferraris out in Q1, but it's not all over yet. Points are awarded in the race, not in qualifying, so the only way is up from there. The slowest time in Div 1 in Q1 was a 1:16.8. According to Midzi. I didn't watch, so
Be interesting to see what some of the chat think the top 10 is going to be through,
yeah,
for the start of the race.
We've got strategy going on here. The preferred strategy would be 1 stop on mediums to hards. We are expecting rain at the end of the race, so that wouldn't really affect strategy, I would imagine, because we can still go mediums to hards, and then just put on the intermediates if it comes down hard enough, of course. Yeah, I don't know what the slowest time in Division 1 was. So we'll go on what Midsy's saying. Draw to Div 5, says Plum Gorilla.
I'll take that.
Wow. I need a spectator now. So we have a racing point of Dorsey. I don't really want to say his game tag now because that's just a mouthful. So yeah, Dorsey will be on a lap. First on the medium compound tyres. Rocker Mad and Drastic Blaze haven't selected anything other than the softs yet, but I would be expecting them to all be on mediums as they were last night. Interesting to see what times we get. Probably be in the 16s, I'd imagine. Mid 16s probably. mid to high 16s, I should say. As well, we're on board with Dorsey then. See what he can do. Connor will be following behind. So yeah, we'll see what's going on. As 21.3 in the first sector for Dorsey, a respectable first sector for sure on the medium tyres. Lock up again into turn 5, sorry. Through turn 6, now into the uphill chicane of turn 7. What's happened? What have you seen?
Connor lost a bit of pace there. Going through sector 2, he almost lost the rear end. Lost a bit of time there. Actually, he was on the road to probably get in the fastest lap, but I think that may have cost him a little bit. We'll wait and see.
We'll wait and see indeed. You can obviously do more than one lap on the medium tyres. The hards will go a long way. Should go 20 or so laps, I would imagine. Sector 2, yellow flag, people slowing down. Not sure if they're on out laps or not. Looks like they are on flying laps, so maybe someone's made a mistake. Might be Bennett slowing down as well. Anyway, Dorsey 16.7. There's Connor next across the line. And yeah, 21.0, so he's going to go again. Is the Renault driver. As Nicky does a 16.3 on the medium tyres. 3/10 off what he did in Q1.
That's fast.
Community Shield has gone to pens, thanks. I'm not entirely bothered about Community Shield while I'm commentating on a Div 2 race. Some people would say they didn't ask, but we'll gloss over that.
Oh, not that okay, it's not.
Anyway, Connor on a lap. He's going again. Rando's got a 16.4, original 16.5. Scopes has done a 19.7, so it'd be interesting to see if he goes again. Because I don't think that's a representative lap from him. Well, I assume that's not a representative lap from him anyway. Yellow flag. Start of sector 2, but I think that's just original slowing down. So we've got Connor then coming through the final chicane around the final corner. Oh, comes across the line and goes fastest just. As you can't really separate these two.
Oh,
whether it be on the Discord. No, yeah. So yeah, can't separate these two. Once Nicky sets the fastest lap, Connor beats it, and Nicky beats it again.
That's interesting from Teddy. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Has he just come into the pits off flying lap, or? Looks like it.
Yeah, I think he's just. I think he just put a lap in and then just couldn't find it and just come in. I think he's going to change something. I don't know. It was a bit. I thought he was going to keep going. I'm interested to see what happens here.
Should see who's on laps. I think we've got Rocker Mad just about to start a lap. So go on board with him then. Cheesy Trainers opted not to come out yet, as has Ben's not coming out yet. Plain Teddy's just swapped to soft compound tyres, interestingly.
See, that's interesting. That could potentially mean he may just be going to try and pull himself through Q2. Perhaps he feels a little bit of pressure some of the lap times and just thinks that putting in a blistering 1 lap time save him, maybe. Who knows?
Yeah, well, he has just gone back to the medium tyres, so
Rando's
not quite sure
on
what's
the soft.
his head. He selected softs anyway. Maybe he'll just go out for a dummy run. We'll see.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah, only 7 people have actually set time so far. So. Oh, just on board with Rocker Man, and he's had a big tank slapper coming at the exit of a long right-hander of turn 12. It's been a solid lap so far, and should to be pretty good, and does put him 6th fastest as it stands at the moment. And Drastic Blaze is on the soft compound tyres, so there is a bit of an anomaly. So yeah, interesting from the Williams driver. Neelix on a lap, 21.4, pretty good at the moment.
And you got Ben just starting his lap time now, so it'll be interesting to see where he goes. Yeah.
Yeah, he had a good Q1. There's still a lot of drivers really, but nobody's beaten the 2 Renaults just yet. I don't know how many times they've started on the front row together. Or I don't know how many times a Renault has been on the front row, because they've been doing good. As Neelix hops the right-hander of turn 13, and that is his lap over, sorry, I should say. He's going to come into the pits, and I assume he was going to come into the pits, refuel, come back out again. So,
oh! I think Ben's just pushing it quite hard through sector 2.
Yeah,
And,
I've just gone on board with him. And seen that
I wonder if you
unfold
caught
before.
the part of that where he literally came around that corner. He must have just lost the back end, and he's lucky to save it. And to be honest, it's quite a fast bender coming onto that long straight.
Before you joined, actually, Nicky almost binned it in the wall in Q1. He managed to save it there. So it's been tricky for these drivers. So I don't want to say we've seen the last of accidents around that corner this evening. As Plain Teddy, only 10th fastest, but in the top 10 nonetheless. As Cheesy Train has gone 3rd fastest, so missed that. Nicky has selected wets.
Yeah, I wasn't going to say anything. I saw it and I was like, I don't want to make myself sound stupid by saying something about that, but now he must be just playing with us. He must just be playing with us.
Yeah, he is. He's changed to inters now, so I think he wants to catch the eye of the commentators, and he definitely has. Jurassic Blaze has chosen not to do the softs at all, and he's gone onto the medium, so he was just going for a dummy run himself. Not sure if Benz has enough fuel, as Cheesy Train goes fastest for a 1:16.0, so he's put his name in the hat for a pole position, and is the first man to actually beat the 2 Renault drivers so far. Oh, he's out of fuel.
117. Oh.
Yeah. Out of fuel as he crossed the line.
I think it was just before, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah, just before he crossed the line, he out of fuel, so he's going to have to get out of the way of everybody. As we start the final runs then, and Ben's going to have to try and get back in and out, but that's a long way home on no fuel. But should have enough time with over 4 minutes to go.
So we've got Drastic Blaze now on his lap. See if he can put in a good little timer to keep himself. But he's got the fastest sector 1.
Yeah, I have seen. Oh, that's not going to be the fastest sector 2 though. I have seen faster sector 1 times than that. As Benz gets well out of the way. Yeah, I have seen 21.2s in the first sector, so I think the game's playing with us a little bit there. Hopefully Benz gets out of the way of Neelix. Can't really tell as plays around. Hopefully he gets out of the way in time. Should do, and does, as Neelix does exactly the same thing. Oh, and he's hit that curb as well. Curbs are deadly in this final sector. Don't want to be using them a hell of a lot, but comes across the line, and that is only 12th fastest. So 2 Williams find themselves down the bottom of the leaderboard.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see now for the last 2 minutes of Q2 coming into who's going to fight, put themselves into Q3. Or some of them may just settle, but I would assume they're going to want to try and push themselves for Q3 there.
I think this man Rockamad I've got on screen now, he's gone second fastest. Yeah. He's looking good at the moment. Cheesy is on pace as well, as we have seen throughout the season. Nicky obviously with the sizable championship lead this early on. Connor trying to come back in the championship, as he's had probably not the start he wanted in the championship, but we've still got a whole 16 races to go. 17 races to go actually, I lie.
Interesting to see what Neelix can do here. Puts him to 11th.
Oh, just misses out. We've got Plain Telly on the softs actually, so we'll see if he's doing a dummy run or not. Rando as well.
This is where some of the boys who've got the chance to do it now will have come out and started to. Oh, Nicky's out.
Oh. Oh, I think he might be in the pits.
In the pits. I don't know.
I thought he was on track.
I thought he was on track. I saw yellow. I saw second. I didn't disappear.
Yeah. Should be in the pits actually. I wasn't paying attention, but yeah, should be in the pits. Plain Teddy's invalidated, so it doesn't matter. Who have we got then? Williams on outlaps. After that, Neelix, is he going again or not?
Yeah, he's pushing again.
Mercedes is pushing and runs wide and is invalidated. So yeah, commentator's curse.
Blaze going in for a last minute ditch attempt, but he just invalidated.
Well, this is everyone's final run, so there's Neelix is in, he's out. Benz is in, he's out. So it's up to the 2 Williams then to do the business, as Dawsey's on a pretty good lap. Midsy and Cheesy look like they're having a nice conversation in the stream chat at the moment. As Dawsey loses the back end and opts to come in. Should be safe anyway. Plain Teddy's come across the line. Plain Teddy has come across the line on the soft compound tyres and has, well, in the ring. Scopes goes 10th. And as you say, Drastic Blaze has unfortunately invalidated, so he hasn't set a time. Rando, is he going to complete his lap? No, he doesn't. He fools everyone, and Plain Teddy then, on the soft compound tyres, makes his way into Q3 at the expense of SLR Barlow in 11th place. But 11th is the worst place to start, of course. But yeah, Scopes then, and he's had a week to remember. And it's good to see him in 10th place in the shootout for pole position. And yeah, let's see, get some predictions in the chat for pole position. George, who would you put your money on for pole position?
Catching the tail end of Q1 and seeing through Q2 so far. I don't know, something about Nicky and Connor at the moment with them two. They just seem to just seem to push each other when they're both out on their timed lap. So I honestly think it's going to be a 1-2 for Renault to start the race, but it's tough. It's tough. I think Nicky might just pull it over corner and get pole for the race.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting. Obviously, Cheesy as well is obviously
He's
Rockamad,
got
so
an
he's top
impressive
4.
lap time of 1:16.02.
Yeah. And Rockamad only 500ths off that time.
That's crazy.
Nicky says Rockamad gets pole. I mean, you could back yourself to get pole, but I guess he's. And then he says all cheesy. So well, he's got the mind games out already. Has our championship leader as we wait for the time to tick down and get into the Q3 session.
If there's definitely a way you want to play a mind game, it's definitely to do it in the stream chat when other drivers are watching the chat. Definitely.
Yeah.
First psychology.
So then. Yeah. So the standout time really is playing Teddy on the soft compound tyres. Going through into Q3. Did a couple of laps on them, so we'll see what he can do from there. Wherever he starts, he want to be starting high as up as he can, but we'll watch out for him at the start of the race, that's for sure. But the drivers out are Barlow, Niglix, Benz and Drastic Blaze, who did not set a time at all. Barlow only missing out by just under 200ths of a second. Nicky is way too fast. Get him in Div 1. He's crushing the championship. Yep, there are mind games going on left, right and centre by the looks of it. So then, shootout for pole position. Can anyone really match the Renault drivers, or can Cheesy, Rockamad or someone else maybe take it?
Now this is a spanner in the works. Got two of the boys going out on softs.
So then Q3 time's got Dorsey. So yeah, we'll see. Pole time will probably be low 15, I would imagine.
Gonna be interesting. There's a lot of traffic too. They've all come out at the exact same time. So
yeah, so we should, as long as the remaining Alpha Tauri of Rockamad when he comes out on track, will be all 10 on track. But as you say, where Bennett is leading the train, there's a few drivers quite close to each other.
yes, that's what I'm saying. It's going to be really interesting. We're not even racing yet. This is just Q3, and you can see there's quite a few people backing each other up now.
So then, they're backing each other up in the final sector while Dorsey starts to slap all drivers out on track. As wow, everyone's going slow. People at a standstill. Mercedes, actually. Yeah, tyre temps. It's going to be fun going down to turn 1. I can tell you that. So I think the Williams has started quite close to the Haas. Scope's close to Cheesy. Maybe he's going for a long range. Oh, Dorsey's done a Tokyo drift and is backed out of the lap and will go on board with Connor. He's on the lap Dawsey's backed out. As soon as Mitzi said Dawsey for pole, he spun. So revving out in fourth gear, quickly dropped down to third, back up to fourth. Runs a little bit wide through there. Shouldn't do him too much harm. Yellow flag, and that is a McLaren of Bennett, who is round, I think.
I think he's just letting them pass. The 1:15.3 from corner.
There we go then. The benchmark is a 1:15.3.
I think he's got more in him. I think the lock up in the set at the end of sector 2, taking that left-hander, took a bit of time off him. It'd be interesting to see what he does.
Yeah, what has Nicky got in response? And it's only a 15.8. We'll be disappointed with that. Original 16.1. Rando 15.8 as well. Plain Teddy coming across the line. 15.8 as well. Rockemad.
Scopes is invalidated.
The scope's invalidated. Again. Rockemad invalidated. And Dawsey did a half spin on his lap, so he never came across the line to set a time. And Bennett as well invalidated. Also,
pushing.
so is he pushing again? Let's have a look. Oh, he is. And he is. Let's see what he is doing. And he's really good at the moment. But that's only for a 15.8 by the looks of it, which everybody's doing besides Connor. And it is a 1-2 on the grid for the Renault drivers as he takes a handful of the curb, or a couple of handfuls of that curb. Does come across the line then. And goes 6th fastest with 59. Half a second then, George. Can anybody else get anywhere near him?
I think if Cheesy puts in a really, really, really knuckle down like that, I honestly think there's a possibility. To be honest, thinking about it, the top 4 are really close, looking at their times. There's not much between. Sorry, from 2nd to 4th, there's not much between them. Corners, wow, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, that is a pretty good lap. I think Nicky is coming out straight away, so is Cheesy, so they're not hanging around, not waiting for the end of the session like most people do. Dawsey's starting another lap, and Bennett will be coming across the line shortly. Yeah, good first sector from the Racing Point driver. I think he's reserving for somebody that I don't know who. But as he comes through turn 9, slight lift I think, but it's pretty much flat out. But yeah, well, obviously this is a good track for Connor, as we know.
Bennett with a faster sector 1. Ooh, this is going to be an interesting lap. He keeps us up.
Yeah, well, we'll see what he can do. As Nicky spun, or is he just letting pass? He is letting him pass. Dawsey only 7th fastest in first time so far.
2. This is going to be really interesting.
Bennett on the fly, then can he put the cat amongst the pigeons and stick his McLaren on the front row, or even pole position? Comes round the final corner, comes across the line and goes 2nd fastest on the front row and splits the Renaults. And that is a very good time indeed.
got to say, round of applause to Bennett. He sat in the pits and let everyone go and do their business before coming out and just going, you know what? I'm going to put myself in the top 3. Impressive from the McLaren driver.
So Nicky is invalidated. So that's not good news for him. Can Cheesy get any higher than 4th place? It doesn't look like it because he's gone really slow on the exit of there. So yeah, he's coming to the pits and he's going to go for one final run. What is Connor doing is he comes across the line and goes even faster still with a 1:15.1.
I have no words for that. That's a time I could dream of getting.
That is, well, pretty good pace. As look at Bennett, I think he is spun. Plain Teddy is, well, if Plain Teddy improves by some margin, I should have just not said anything.
That corner is, well, you've got to get that corner just right. There isn't really much room for error on that corner.
No, car always likes to drift out wide as you go through the left-hander. I don't know if he's going to go again or not.
We got some
he
action.
is. He's coming out then. Yeah,
you've got original. Nicky's coming out. Looks like he wants retaliation on Bennett. Going to be interesting to see now the little battle that's going on. But Cheese on his outlap, Brando on his outlap, Nicky's on his outlap, Original's now on his outlap, and Chicken. Times these boys to put in.
Yeah, Scopes hasn't set a lap yet, but hopefully it'll come out shortly. Yeah, so Plain Teddy's gone again, or he hasn't gone again, so he's backed out as he's invalidated. So I'm going to see who's first across the line, and that will be Cheesy. So then it's the last runs for everybody who's out on the track. 8 drivers out on track. Plain Teddy, I think, will be coming back in the pit lane, so there'll be 7 drivers to set a lap. Connor's coming out of the pit lane. He's going to struggle to get across the line.
I don't think he's got any time, is he?
Well, I think so. No, because you're not allowed to cut the track either, so keep an eye on that. There's Cheesy is almost a 10th and a half up in the first sector, but obviously needs to improve by a lot more to challenge Connor. Connor's going to have to get out of the way as well. We'll see. Lock up into turn 7. Not the greatest place for a lock up. Flat out through turn 9. Just hunts for the slipstream of Connor. Purple middle sector, briefly popped up as a purple middle sector. Can he put himself on the front row alongside Bennett? Wait and see. Yeah, Rocker Mad on the outlap as well. They're not going to have enough time, so yeah, you shouldn't. Well, I'd be allowed to cross the line.
Yeah,
so
Connor's going into
we'll
the
see.
pits.
Good, and Cheesy is on pole position then with a 15.0. And Nicky is third with a 15.4.
Bennett.
Who's next across the line? It's a Mercedes. 5th fastest. Rando stays in 6th. And Dorsey goes into 6th. As I think it's Scopes then. Okay, so Scopes is the only man left to set a lap. And it looks like the Haas driver has spoiled Renault's day in qualifying. Unless Scopes can do anything about that. And he has 16.6 and is the slowest of the times in the top 10. And that is that for qualifying, and it is pole position for the Haas driver of Cheesy Train. And he has, come in and swooped in at the last minute and snatched pole away from Connor, who looked dead on for that.
Yeah, Connor saying in the chat there that that's annoying. Yeah, I feel, and I was having this kind of feeling in my head, and I was thinking this in my own mind, that when he came out on that lap, and we thought, well, he's not got enough time. I think he got a little bit nervous, and I think he felt pressured, and he had to try and do something, but I think he knew himself that he had no time to put in another lap. But
yeah, agreed.
Qualifying, starting second on the grid isn't bad. Not bad at all.
Nope. But yeah, still second and third for the Renault drivers. Obviously, points are awarded in the race. It's going to be an interesting run down to turn one. It's like I say, it's one of the. It's when I said on the opening part of Q1, it's one of the longest runs down to turn one of the season. So yeah, we'll see. As we wait for Plain Teddy to retire from the session, or the timer to run out, whatever comes first. A lot of action going on in the chat then. Yeah, talking about
talking about the helmet
Cheesy's
as
pole.
well.
Cheesy running the black helmet for Chadwick Boseman, who obviously who passed away. I think it was in the early hours of last night, this morning. And he's paying his tribute to that, so it's excellent to see from him, and he has got pole position with a stunning lap of a 1:15.0 right at the death of qualifying 3, and kind of pulled Connor's pants down at the end there, and mugged him right off, which, well, I think Connor will be out for revenge in the race, starting second, and then Nicky third, Bennett fourth, Original fifth, Dorsey 6th, Rando 7th, Plain Teddy 8th, Rockamad 9th, and Scopes in 10th place. So then, race predictions, please. George, what do you reckon? What would your early predictions be for the race if you had to?
I mean,
have a guess.
There's a possibility of safety cars and the chance of rain. Oh, anything, any single one of these drivers could literally turn their race upside down and completely either change it for good or for bad. But judging by judging by qualifying, I honestly think we are going to have I'm going to go with Benz.
Oof.
Out of nowhere.
Bold. But there is rain obviously coming to the end of the race. Coming at the end of the race, so you know. We'll see. 5-minute break. We are starting at 5 past, so it's an opportunity to get a drink or toilet break before the race. We'll quickly go on the race director actually while we wait. You can see all the tyres. We have Plain Teddy on the softs, and Panther on the hards, and everybody else is on the medium tyres at the moment. So Owen says rain at the end could throw a few spanners in the works. It certainly could. If there's any safety cars, of course, that will bring the rain even earlier. But we'll see what time the rain comes, what lap the rain comes. It might not even rain hard enough, or we might be they might have a few sketchy laps at the end. We will wait and see. I always hear the Div 3 boys never want rain in their race. So, yeah. But, there's always a possibility on dynamic weather. Nicky says he can show his rally skills. I'd love to see them. As we'll get going shortly, in a few minutes for the formation lap. Any predictions you have, you can fire it right in to the stream chat. First time into Q3 for Scopes this season, and that's good to see. Hopefully you can move up from 10th and not move down. It'd be nice to see a good race from the Williams driver. Nicky is already saying he's going to get pole in Monaco.
Monaco is a very testing track for drivers, that's for sure.
Yeah, I'm sure it's going to be an interesting one for everyone in next weekend, especially if it rains, of course, as well. Yeah, that might help out some. That might help out some drivers a bit slower speed around there. So, yeah. Owen said you're P6 in Div 1. I'm assuming that means in quali. As far as I know, not sure. But yeah, I think what time is it?
7:03, bud.
7:03, so a minute or so. So we have 30 viewers, less 25. We'll hopefully get underway shortly, as this break feels like it's going on for about a year.
I always find that the breaks take longer than what they feel.
Yeah.
Might just be me, but
I always find that when I'm actually sitting there we're actually starting earlier. Drastic Blaze is readied up already, and that usually means he's dropped to the back of the grid. So, yeah, we might be restarting the lobby. I don't know. Up to Callum, the head admin, and the rest of the Div 2 admins. But yeah, we'll wait and see on that. Maybe started 1 minute too early, but no sign of it as we are restarting.
I think they're just going to get on with it. I mean,
yeah,
a minute's not really the end of the world. Yeah.
I might say post-race penalty, I don't know. It depends on how harsh they deem that to happen. Or deem that to be an effect on everyone, but yeah, we'll get the tyres up for everyone. There's a lot more people who actually selected hards. Do you wonder if they'll take the hards all the way to the wet period?
No. The safety car might play a vital part in this race, especially if you start on the hards, because what it's going to do is it's going to kind of slow your wear down on that hard tyre. I mean, they do last long, but it's also going to benefit those on mediums as well. So it's definitely going to be a crazy race, if that. safety car does come out and it does start to rain.
Yeah. Obviously, it's bright sunshine at the moment, so we'll see. Doesn't look like it's even going to rain at all, but there is rain come the end. So we'll see what happens. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 drivers on the hards, both Ferraris, the Haas of Zach, the Mercedes of MRC Leah, and you've tipped for the win is on the hards. So he's gone for a different strategy, and well, you never know, it could actually pay off.
Be definitely interesting to see how the boys get off on turn 1 now. Especially when it
Anything
comes to,
can happen.
it can, especially with launching off the start with the harder tyre, you know, those mediums and those soft, because there is one soft tyre on the track. A lot quicker in some of the corners, so going to be really interesting.
So I might cut out there a bit, so might not have caught what you just said, but yeah, soft tyre, as you say.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting.
But anyway, anything can happen in Formula 1, and it usually does. We do have rain forecast 45 minutes into this race, but we have the small matter of this race start and all the dry laps before that as we wait for the lights to come on. Here we go then. 2, 3, 4 and 5 red lights. And it's lights out and away we go, and it looks like the Renault of Connor have made a pretty good start, and McLaren though of Bennett has made a pretty good start as well, and he's going to dive down the inside. Oh, there's a bit of contact, but Bennett is going to go into the lead first. Is he in the couple of cars off the track, but Bennett has from 4th position.
Oh, there's some damage. Oh, there's a big crash.
Oh, there is a big crash in the background.
Oh, there's a huge crash in Sector 1. The 2 Ferraris.
Wow.
Oh, that's a...
There's a lot of, I did see, as you said, there's a lot of cars.
It was a huge crash. Huge crash.
Too busy focused on the people at the front, but we did miss. So, well, I'm sure we'll get some people. Scopes picks up a 5
Incoming
second.
safety car.
And yes, safety car is out in between all that, as you can see on your screens. But yes, Bennett with an absolutely flying, Fernando Alonso-esque flying start from the McLaren driver, and he has launched himself up into P1.
Just trying to see if Bennett... Yeah, there's some damage on Panther's car.
I think Barlow, Hicklin, Zach, they all have damage. Neelix, I think.
Yeah, the 2 Ferraris, the McLaren. It was a huge crash. And if I'm honest, judging by how bad it looked, some of those boys are lucky they're still in the race.
Yeah. Leah's car is lagging a little bit on my screen, so keep an eye on that. He's got damage as well. Halo is coming to the pit, so he's obviously got damage as well, and it's going to be a double stack for a lot of drivers as Halo sweeps into the pit lane for good measure.
Off. And this is where you're going to see now not getting penalised. You've got the Ferrari double stacking. This is where you're going to see those who get along the whole race without any penalties will gain places on those with. So it's going to be really interesting to see.
Yeah, as the leaderboard decides to fix itself finally, I think we'll have a look at the stops made. I think there might have been a bit of damage there. Might have been. No, I think it got unscathed by the looks of it. No, it's just Connor ducking out of the way. Oh, no, maybe it was. Nicky's got damage. No, he doesn't. It's the reflection of the light. So, no, that was just dust kicking up then that I saw as we wait for Neelix to cut the beam of turn 1. What's happened to Zach?
Zach has gone on the medium tyres. There was a conversation. Owen was asking what tyre he's gone on. He's gone on the mediums.
Okay. And Zydred said Bennett capitalised on the battle of the sandbags. Well, yeah, I'm sure he'll be watching that start over and over again because he was. I thought it was pretty good.
It's definitely going to be spoken about. That start.
Yeah, we'll have a look at the position change. Well, we're up 3 positions. Yeah, like I say, Alonso-esque start that was in the McLaren, but he's obviously got the whole race to do. So, and we're only on lap 3, and there's 31 laps to go. But Benz is up 2. We'll have a look at the tyres. He is the only man on the hards that actually avoided any sort of contact. So, Callum up 7. So he's made the best of the starts.
Well, this will be interesting to see now because you've got Teddy, Zach, Leah, Hicklin, Neelix, Panther, and Halo. All have already made a stop. Actually, Halo's made 2 stops. He's in the pit again.
I just seen that, yeah. I think
we're gonna see.
I think he
how
had
they
a
work their
collision.
strategy now.
He had a collision with Plain Teddy under safety car, so he had to come in again there. Bunched up back here, so they've got to be careful. They didn't trip over each other, as I think we saw a lot in the Division 3 race. Back at Zandvoort under safety car, so they've got to be careful. So bad start for the Red Bull and Ferrari cars. Mixed start for the Renault boys. Connor made a pretty. I know it wasn't Connor who made the getaway. I got the. I think I got the people wrong. It was
the names mixed up.
Nicky who got the better start, but he got boxed in behind Cheesy and his teammate, and Bennett was. Well, they were too busy fighting with each other, and Bennett was like, "Thank you very much." And the safety car is in this lap. Everybody is caught up, and we will go racing once again. So can Bennett get a good restart as he'll back the pack up?
Alam's going to have a nice restart. He's gained 7 places with all that commotion at
oh wow, there's
turn 1.
a couple of penalties going on.
Oh.
There's people backing up. Bennett's backed the field up a lot. Halo's left the session. Safety car is in though, and yeah, there's a lot of penalties going on, but Bennett has made a pretty excellent start as Cheesy darts.
Incredible.
Cheesy darts to the inside. Will he make the move? He goes to the inside, and he's been spun round on the inside of turn 1. It's very
almost
close.
Another massive crash.
It's very close with people coming past, but that is big news for the championship. There's got a few drivers in the pit lane at the moment, but
yeah,
Connor,
a new wing for the Ferrari. Oh,
it's disaster.
It's
how many pens? There was a lot of pens.
There was a lot of penalties. Cheesy's going to be very. Go for it.
Yeah, Zydred said he's calling rain to come lap 19.
Oof. That would be interesting though. With how this race has gone so far, it's definitely going to be interesting.
Yeah.
Cheesy's going to want to put his foot down now and really try and just rescue this race.
Yeah, there's a bit of a bottleneck behind Rockamad at the moment. Scopes has made a pretty good start, as has Jurassic Race. So the Williams are pretty quick at the moment. Bennett's his fastest lap of the Grand Prix as he's 1.6 seconds clear of Connor in the Renault, who's outside of DRS as well as Barlow pits.
Turn 1's going to be another interesting turn 1 now.
Yeah, Rockamad is defending. Ooh, that was close.
Yeah, that was close.
Ben's just about avoiding contact with Callum. Was smart not to stick his nose in there because that would have only ended one way, and that would have been him around. So there's a big train from Rockamad back to MRC Leah at the moment. There's Rando and Barlow. Rando gets past Barlow at turn 1 as he comes out the pit lane. As Nicky is starting to close in on his teammate. I'll quickly go on board with Drastic Blaze. He's on the outside of Rockamad. Can he make the move stick? There's a move going on in the background as well between Zach and Plain Teddy. Oh, there has been an incident. You are right. There's big damage for the Alfa Romeo driver of Plain Teddy.
Oh.
And he's going to understeer all over the place. As Bennett sets another fastest lap, but Connor responds and Nicky responds as well. So it's happy hour out front. But yeah, as you say...
What an interesting race this has been so far. Oof.
Yeah, well, here we go then. Weaving, or not weaving, but defending to the inside is Rockamad already. No DRS as yet, but DRS is enabled this lap as they all close up into turn 1. And they're just waiting for they can move. This is helping out Scopes pull away as he's not anywhere near original at the moment, but will Blaze go for a move? He won't.
Nicky with the fastest lap of a 1:19.1 minute.
iCallum, no, not even iCallum, Dorsey, sorry, is going to go around the inside. Switches around the outside, switches to the inside, but can't make the move stick. Blaze is right behind Rockamad, but can't really go for the move. Connor is closing. Oh, down the inside of turn 9. This is going to be interesting. Makes the move stick. What a move. Oh, and the iCallum's running wide. And I think that's the Alpha Tauri coming back. So Rockamad comes in. Oh, and that's the Racing Point side by side as well. There's a lot of action. 2 Racing Points side by side. Oh, and there's lost the back end. And I think iCallum just about managed to avoid him. And I think there's Dorsey spinning round as well. And he's in the wall. There's all going on. It's all coming up.
Oh.
Millhouse at the moment.
Spain is throwing a spanner in the works this evening.
It is as DRS has been enabled. Well, Bennett's been closed down. iCallum's going to go around the outside of turn 1. Can he make the move stick? Give me a could again. Camera angle game. Oh, there's contact there, but a bit of wheel banging. Can the Williams finally get past the AlphaTauri? I don't think so. He's going to go for the undercut on there. So he's going for the switchback. Will he go down the inside? He will. And he's going to go side by side through turn 4 with Benz looking on, hoping for a move. But nothing going on there.
I've got to say,
a sigh of relief.
I've got to say, fair play to Callum, mind. He's up 13 places already. I know we're already on lap 7, but to keep himself out of all of the commotion, take himself up 13 places, that's pretty good. Oh, and as I say that, the commentator's curse comes in with a 3-second time penalty.
Yeah, but there is definitely a long way to go. There's a crash back at the back of the field. Panther has lost wing again.
Panther, yeah. Not having a very good race.
I'm just going to quickly go back on the battle at the front. As Connor is closing in, but he's got no ERS at all. Nor is Nicky. Oh, block up, and that is very close to the rear end of Bennett, almost taking the McLaren driver out. And they've not really got any ERS at all.
The Williams going down the inside.
There's Blaze has a little look, and there's a spinner at the back, and that's Rando, and he's spun. As Blaze is trying to get on iCallum, but can't do anything.
He is all over Callum's back end of that car. He's giving Callum a run for his money, that's for sure.
And the battle at the front is heating up, and there's a lot to keep up with. So I apologise if there's anything that I miss. As Original is starting to close in on the front 3, as there's a battle for first, and then it will probably end up turning into a battle for 5th place where Scopes is, if he can keep that. Zach's Beast has retired from the session, and Nicky has spun in the,
he went into the
3rd sector.
And retired there.
And Nicky has spun, and he's lost a couple of positions, and he's going to be in the clutches of Scopes now as well. And he's lost crucial time to the front pack, and he is now coming into the pit lane after that spin, and that is a momentary disaster for Nicky, but luckily he's managed to avoid the wall. As see what tyres he goes on, probably the hards. I think there's a battle with MRC Leah going around the outside of turn 1, and he's already made the move, and there's a car off there of there's a massive crash He's going to sit in the
my
middle
God.
there. Oh my word! And he sat in the middle, and Drastic Blaze has been absolutely punted into, and that is a safety car, and that has helped
And the
Nicky
safety
out
car.
a treat.
And Panther. And Chicken.
Oh
It
my
helps a lot of
word!
drivers out there to catch up. Oh my.
That was a massive
Oof.
crash. To be honest, I thought ghosting was meant to be on, so that shouldn't have actually happened, but it has happened. And yeah, Rockamad has lost the whole front wing, and well, I think Leah was trying to avoid. Cheesy Train is down in 7th. I don't know if he got involved in that.
It's definitely going to be
yeah,
few cars coming into pit here.
yeah. There you go. The leader's pitting. Then I think everyone's going to pit for hards. To be honest,
Fresh tyre.
Stretched it to the rain period. Zydred says talk about double whammy. Yeah, that was. I saw iCallum go off the track. He rejoined, and as he rejoined, he had a collision with Bennett. Not Bennett, sorry, Blaze, and Blaze unfortunately is out of the session. So yeah, we didn't see the full extent of what happened with Callum going off the track before, but yeah, he's now left the session unfortunately. But Hicklin is P3, so yeah, he's benefited from that. Let's see how. I don't know how he hasn't stopped yet. He's the only man who hasn't stopped yet. I'm surprised he hasn't stopped, to be honest, because that'd have been a free pit stop.
Yeah, and I don't think those mediums will. Well, they're not going to be fresh now. Everyone will be on a fresher tyre. So
Bennett did pit. He's just come out in front, so yeah, good from him. Ben's. Oh no, sorry.
Ben's just going to the back of Bennett.
No, Hicklin has stopped. Sorry, it's Ben's who hasn't stopped. My bad. Yeah, Ben started on hards, didn't he? So that's fair enough.
Yeah.
Hicklin has stopped, but yeah, I'm not sure how old Hicklin's tyres are because he obviously got damaged lap 1. But yeah, everyone's stopped apart from Ben's, and there is going to be rain coming at the end of this race. Clouds, there's a few clouds appearing, but rain's not coming that soon. Second safety car of this evening. Yeah, Bennett is leading once again.
Yeah, Hicklin's tyres are 7 laps old. Ben's are 9.
Ben's
He's
a
on the hard
9,
tyre.
but he's on the hards. Bennett's put on the medium, so he's banking on some rain because they won't make the end of the race. And he started on mediums as well, so rain is meant to be coming. It was scheduled for 45 minutes into the race. Could come earlier now with 2 safety cars. First safety car being due to a incident and the exit of turn 2, and second safety car due to a big crash on in the middle of turn 3 as there was I saw Callum going off the track at turn 1, rejoined. Looks a fairly safe rejoin, but Blaze went into the side of him, spun around. He was sitting on the middle of the track, didn't ghost, so a question to whether ghosting was on or not.
Good point.
Yeah, and he ended up sitting in the middle of the track, and Rockamad hit his wheel straight on, and Rockamad lost his whole wing, but Blaze lost a wheel. Nicky has dropped down to 9th because he spun as Zach was retiring in the pit lane, I believe. And safety car is in this lap, so let's see how many penalties we get this time. I believe Panther is lapped, Baggy.
Yes, I think he is.
Here we go then. Can Bennett do what he did on lap end of lap 3, I believe it was, and get a good restart? They're really close to each other. It's got to be careful they don't get penalties. Oh, and the Ferrari of Hickland's had a poor restart by the looks of it, and he's caused a bottleneck at the back of the pack, but Bennett has got away, Benz has got away, and I think the action's going to be back here between Hickland,
Here we
Connor,
go.
Neelix, and
Side by
Original.
side into turn 1.
And Connor's made the move stick, so that's important for his race. That he made that move early on. I think Original's eyeing up a move himself, and there's a move in the back as well. So side by side everywhere as we look.
Oh!
Oh, I think there was contact.
Is there contact there?
Not sure. Oh, I think that's a laggy
Did
car.
you see it? It looked like it.
Oh, there
there's
is
contact there,
contact.
that's for sure.
Lear's
Oh,
lagging
of course, that
all
carbon
over the
fibre.
place, and he's caused Scope's wing damage. Yeah, I think it looks like he lagged back, and I've just got to quickly go on board with Connor, and I think that might be a timing glitch actually. So it's
Yeah.
but Bennett is miles clear.
Oh
It's not
my
18th.
goodness. Wow.
What have you seen?
I think it's turn 9. I'm on board with Callum. And the boys behind him, Cheese and Barlow and Scopes, were just... Oh, I don't know how they all kept it together. They were all so close to not crash. That was incredible.
Yeah. Well, Scope's in the pits, and unfortunately Connor is coming down. But
Oh, there's
can't make
contact.
a move. Ooh.
Oh.
And Neelix and
Got
Nicky now
Neelix
side by
and-
side.
Was Leah tapped the side of Neelix?
Oh, this is going to be
Turn
close.
3.
Given there was squeeze to the apex, but Neelix has to concede the position by the looks of it. Oh no, he's going to come back down the inside. Can Nicky hold it around the outside?
Got
He
us.
can, and that's a good move from the
I
Renault
have to
driver.
say, what a start. What a restart from Bennett.
Once again,
That's absolutely incredible.
flying as Connor in the slipstream. Benz defends and keeps ahead for now. He's going to stick his nose down the inside. I wouldn't stick your nose down there. Oh, he has to get out of the throttle. Big time as there's action going on
That's...
everywhere at the moment. There's Cheesy's all over the curb, and I think that's a McLaren of Barlow behind him. He's going to stick his nose there. He doesn't really need to, and they're all just...
Oh, there's a car off.
Connor,
Connor's off.
can I get... Oh, yes, on the final corner. I missed it, but that is big news for this race. As, and I think... can you... I think you might need to try and invite Halo, actually, because he's disconnected.
Halo, is it?
SSR Halo,
Got on
yeah.
it now.
If you just...
Yeah, got him.
Yeah, got him. Yeah, anyway. Besides that, so yeah, big news. Connor is just... don't know if he's spun or what, but as we were looking on board with Cheesy battling with iCallum, Connor has spun and he's into the gravel. Didn't lose a wing, but he's dropped right to the back of the train now, and he's got a lot of work to do. There's I think we should be on board with Hickland, really, as he is in the DRS, not 1.4 seconds behind because he has DRS. So yeah, let's have a look further back. Not much going on here. Ben's in a good position as long as he can take those hards all the way to the rain, but it's still very sunny at the moment.
For some reason it will not let me invite them. So,
If you go on the party that we're in, and it will have an option for invite more.
oh yeah, I see.
And then type in SSR Halo and invite, and it should let you do it. As long as you can find him. Otherwise we might struggle to get him back in. But Icallum, while that's going on, has got past or stayed ahead of Neelix. I think. Oh no, he has got past. Yeah, he's made a move ahead of Neelix. So Neelix dropping down the order at the moment, but he's been on those. It's about lap 3 by the looks of it. As he picks up a penalty for good measure. MRC Leo on the back of Hicklin. Will he go for the move? Decides not to. Oh, he does stick his nose up the inside, and there's a crash in the background, and Rockamad is retired from the session. See, and it's another safety car. And, Halo's car. Don't worry about Halo. His car has decided to...
Yeah, we seem to have some trouble. He's not even...
yeah, his car's just retired,
on
actually.
the game.
Yeah, his car's just retired, so... and safety cars come out. Another incident
Again.
at the exit of turn 9. Looks like Rockamad has spun, and Halo's Red Bull has... his rear wheel came off. So there's been a double crash. So we didn't catch that one. While as I was in process of Leah going for a move, as he's retired in the pit lane.
Yeah.
Dorsey has retired in the pit lane. That is very interesting indeed. Neelix is on the softs, interestingly, so maybe he knows something we don't. But Benz
I'd be interested if he does.
Yeah, Benz has had the opportunity to pit now, so he'll be on the mediums from now until
Hicklin
hopefully the rain.
On a 13-lap old medium tyre.
Yeah, you have a feeling Hicklin should have come in. I think he's going to be a sitting duck at the restart. Bennett, an original, should be fine. Scopes is pitting as well, and he'll go on to the mediums, I think. Yes, he will go on to the mediums. So then, Bennett with this Scopes tribute helmet is leading once again. Safety car restart, third safety car of the evening. Will there be any more? We don't know. Will there be rain at all? We don't know, because it's still a bright sunshine. And Hicklin
there
does
he goes. Pit. Yeah, I had a feeling that was coming. Bennett's gone in as well. Has he? No, he hasn't. Nope.
No.
Nope, that's just the...
Yeah, Neelix has come in, actually. So it looks like he's going to get off. And Hicklin's actually gone on soft himself, so... interesting strategy, because... well, it depends if the rain is definitely coming, but Bennett's hoping the rain is definitely coming because he's only used medium so far. Otherwise, Original is in a good position. Nicky, after his spin, has made his way back up to P4. Connor, down in P11, coming into the pits. So he may have a lifeline in this race. We know he's got a good enough pace to challenge the front runners. We'll have Hicklin on softs. We'll have a quick look at the position changes. As Icallum obviously still up 14 places. MRC Leah, after his crashing qualifying, up 12. That could all change, of course, come the end of the race. Cheesy struggling a little bit this race, but after his early coming together with Connor, he has made his way back up the field, so it's a strong drive at the moment, or strong recovery at the moment from Cheesy and Nicky as they look to fight. But Bennett, after his great start, still leading the Spanish Grand Prix.
I think the safety cars definitely had a part to play in some of the positions and strategy some of these drivers are going on. Interesting to see that Hicklin's gone on the soft. I mean, being that if he is on the soft and the rain does come early and he gains a fair few places, it may work. It may work for him. the speed and the pace of those softs, but time will tell, really.
Time will tell indeed. Panther still hopeful, but he is a lap down. We'll see, he's in the middle of this pack, I think. Scopes has done 4 stops, the most stops so far. Hasn't been. He's overtaken Neelix, interestingly. Oh, Neelix is spun. Neelix is in the wall on the safety car. Not sure what happened there. Maybe he's just spun it on his own, but I saw Scopes go ahead, but I wasn't expecting to see him in the wall, so unfortunately he's going to have to come into the pits again, and hopefully the safety car doesn't come in this lap, but I'm afraid that it may end up coming in this lap because it's been out for a little while now. Hickland says his plan is to go on the soft still of rain. Panther said it's telling him to stay behind Rando.
Stay behind Rando, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not surprised because I guess they don't want people jumping positions, but if they could let lap cars overtake it would be great, but unfortunately that doesn't happen at the moment. But the safety car is going to restart, and Panther's
just got a 5-second penalty.
Ignoring yellow flag, which is interesting. Never seen that under a safety car, unless it's a Delta. I know you shouldn't really have a Delta at this point.
Unless he's been given it because he's had to let cars that were behind him pass because he's been lapped.
Yeah, that's the only thing I can think of. Oh, as the Mercedes hits Leah hits the back of original, it doesn't.
That's a bit cheeky.
Bennett is. Oh my word! Just
what
seen
a
that.
save!
He's saved it, but he's coming to the
clutches.
What
a save by original!
He's coming to the clutches. Oh, this is going to be spicy into turn 1 as he's trying to keep iCallum behind him. iCallum to the inside. Original is still in this race.
What
somehow.
A save! I have to applaud him for that. That is insane.
Barlow looking to the inside of Cheesy Train. Barlow going down the inside of Cheesy Train. Is he going to make the move? Cheesy fights back. Barlow sticks it around the outside, but Cheesy is remaining resilient.
What a battle with these two, yeah.
Oh, Barlow.
You've got Teddy getting in on the mix.
Teddy is in the mix, but gets a wash of understeer as he goes through turn 9. I think Benz is about to make a move himself. Teddy up the inside of Barlow. Ooh, it's squeezed. Benz makes a stunning move around the outside of turn 10 on Rando, and Benz is flying at the moment, as it seems, as the 2 Alfa Romeos look like they're looking a bit punchy.
Teddy is all over the rear end of Barlow's McLaren there. Oh.
You are right indeed, he is. Surely he'll be going for a move. He's got to watch out for people behind. There's I think Cheesy as well. Cheesy's going for a move. No, he's not. Oh, that's going to be tight on the inside. As Plain Teddy makes an excellent move around the outside of turn 1. Can Barlow fight back into turn 3? I don't think he has much to fight with. Looks like Benz was running wide, and he has run wide out of turn 3. But stays and keeps position, as it's quite close in the midfield. But as it has been before, Bennett has made a pretty good restart and is capitalised on original almost ending up in the wall.
Oh, original's got a 3 seconds, sorry.
Original's got a 3-second time penalty to add to his woes. Not anywhere near. Benz, is he anywhere near? He's round the outside once again. Is he going to go for 2 in 2 laps?
Oh, what a race these two are having.
Oh, it's going to be close, but Benz has made an excellent move once again. As Hickland has dropped, and I think he's had a little bit of a spin, maybe, or might have been Panther letting people go, but Benz is having a great restart at the moment as Teddy gets
Bennett with a Leah with a 118.8.
Leah then, as the clouds start coming in, as it starts to get overcast.
Yeah, this This race could start to get interesting here with the weather.
And Plain Teddy
if we have another safety car.
Plain Teddy has been team orders at Alfa Romeo, and Plain Teddy has let his teammate go, and he recognises that Benz is on for could be a pretty decent result here if he keeps it up. Nicky's not in with the DRS zone yet. It's been pretty close with Leah ever since the restart. Leah with that fastest lap. Barlow picks up a 3-second time.
Barlow, Callum.
And I Callum as well. So penalties are going to come into the end of this race, but we won't check them till we get to that stage. Original in the DRS. Would he go for the move?
No.
Stays in the slipstream.
No. Although the start-finish straight will be interesting if he can stay all over the back of that racing point.
Hicklin has just done an excellent switchback on the soft compound tyres. I think the move for the soft compound tyres might have worked, but yeah, I think this is going to be an easy overtake. Oh, he's run very wide. Nicky set fastest lap, and they are closing in a bit on Bennett. But Original then is going to have a go around the outside of the turn one. Oh, it's going to be close. He runs a bit wide. Cheesy's looking on. And he can't make the move stick, unfortunately. And SLR Connor as well is looking on in the background. But this is a nice train for P4 as it stands. And, well, you never know. When the rain comes, could be better. Original, at the moment, will have to double sack behind his teammate. And, yeah, this could get spicy.
Spicy indeed. That cloud is starting to really thicken up. Now seems like it's starting to get really, really dark.
Cheesy train on the back of Original. Late on the brakes, but can't get anything. And Benz goes very deep. Cheesy train's got a switchback on the Original. Oh, this is going to be close on the inside. He's going to go right round the outside. Surely he can't go around there. And he's going to run out of road. And Benz watches on, eager to make the overtake. As Cheesy's around.
Bit
Cheesy
too much.
Bit too eager.
Oh,
wow,
God.
that's a dangerous rejoin.
Oh, that's really dangerous.
Dangerous rejoin.
That could have destroyed another car.
That could have been a safety car. As it goes from pretty mediocre for Cheesy to just awful for the Haas driver. He hasn't had much luck today.
Leah seems to
the rain.
Wait, was that rain?
That is rain. Rain has started to come down. Leah, as you say, is closing in on the back, and the people on the old hards are going to struggle in these conditions, and the people on fresh tyres might start to thrive as we get into the point where the rain will come down. It's too early for inters just yet, but in the last 10 laps, as the race is about to get a bit interesting, yeah, go on.
If the weather takes a turn like it did in China, where it really did come down with quite some force, the track got wet pretty quickly. If the weather does come in at a pretty rapid pace and get quite wet pretty quickly, you might start to see.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt. Connor's made a move on Rando,
okay.
And he's about to make a move on Barlow. Barlow's got damage from Teddy, I'd imagine, or someone. Barlow's in then already. Maybe a bit too early, but he has got damage, so I guess that's the best thing he can do. And he speeds into the pit lane. Oh, that's a shame. It's going to hurt his chances of a good result. Leah on the back of Bennett, and it's starting to close up at the front. Connor picks up a time penalty.
And that has answered what I was about to say with immediate effect, really. I was about to say that people might start diving in and taking it a bit too soon for going on the inters and potentially the wets, and well, Barlow seems to have.
Leah's almost gone into the back of Bennett.
Oof.
But there's a freeway battle for the lead as it's going to start getting interesting when they file into the pit lane. There's a yellow flag, and that's a Haas of Cheesy, and it's just got a whole lot worse for the Haas driver.
Yeah.
Connor is making moves again. He's up the inside of Plain Teddy. And he's up into P7, so he's coming back in this race. As Bennett pits, then Bennett decides to jump the gun and pit. Cheesy's off again. Neelix is off as well, so these drivers are struggling in these conditions.
Yeah, the track's starting to get a little bit damp now.
Yeah, it's in the crossover
another
period,
one
I think.
Yeah, I think another lap, and then. Although I don't know, man, everyone is diving in right now, so perhaps the leaders will go another lap and then.
Yeah, it's going to be touch and go. 1.3 seconds down in the first sector for MRC Leah. Cheesy is dropping positions. Ben's on the back of original. And Hicklin.
I wonder how Hicklin is feeling.
Yeah,
in those softs.
I think his softs is probably going to start to die out soon, but yeah, we'll have a look on board with Bennett, see how he's driving. It's okay, not great, so it's going to be close. Oh, as you say, Hicklin is well, made the move on Teddy. As he has made the move on Teddy already.
Yep.
As Teddy's got damage, I think, himself, actually.
Rain is coming down with quite a bit of force now.
Rain is coming. So, do the leaders pit or not? That is the question. Bennett with a Fuchsia. DRS disabled, and I think that is the call then. Drivers start going. Original's going to have to stack behind MRC Leah.
Oh!
I think MRC Leah will come in.
Yep.
And
Original lost a bit of grip there.
Let's see. Oh, it looks like he's got a time penalty then.
Oh!
Oh,
Ben's
yeah.
just making contact with the wall there in the pit.
Oh, that's not going to be good. Hopefully he doesn't have damage. Bennett then coming down the pit lane as Nicky comes down, and he is jumped in by an absolute mile. So
Yeah.
Bennett has made the right call.
Look, the words right out of my mouth.
Stay out. Ben's is just to see. Oh, Ben's had a front wing change, unfortunately, and he's been held in the pits. Connor. Oh, Connor's on the soft compound tyres, apparently, on my screen. He is. Connor's made a huge error.
What?
Oh, and Original's just hit the back of him as well. And Original's got even more damage. And and it's just... the race is just crumbling for Connor. And he's just made... wow, just the wrong strategy call completely. Or he's just picked the wrong tyres as he's
if I were him now,
over the show.
I would just try and make it to the pits.
Yeah, I would. Oh, that's close. That's close.
Oof.
The closing speeds is going to be. Oh, he's in the wall. Is he going to? He's still got all his wheels, but that is a race. And Connor's retired on track. So that will be a penalty also coming his way. So yeah, Connor's retired on track, and he's going to get in the way.
Oh, you must.
Oh, he's got in the way of drivers. That's why we don't retire on track. Hopefully it doesn't bring out a safety car or VSC or whatever. Drivers would need safety cars, but that's a bit of a slide for Rando. But yeah, iCallum is still having a good race, as with we'll see. Scopes with 5 stops is in the points at the moment. Original pits because he has that wing damage. But MRC Leah up 12, iCallum up 15, Hicklin up 14, and you say Hicklin from the back of the grid has made it work.
Definitely made it work with that soft sprat.
So yeah, Connor is out of the race, but his teammate is right on the back of Bennett. So Bennett, having led the whole of the race since turn 1, has led pretty much the whole race since turn 1. So Nicky is about to try and spoil his day.
Yeah, he's all over him. That Renault is putting some power down on those wheels. Here we go. Turn 1's going to be interesting.
So no DRS in these conditions, and he's not utilising his ERS. Has a look late on the brakes. Can he fashion a move round turn 3 at all? He's trying to, but he can't find the grip anywhere, and Bennett stays ahead. This will allow Leah, if they keep battling, and if Leah has good pace, he may come back into this. But yeah, it's going to be an interesting
I've got to be honest.
finish. As I
Say
think
this.
that's original.
He's really doing well, Bennett. Really well.
Original off the track again, unfortunately. Yeah, Bennett is doing a sterling effort. He's just got to try and hold
many
on.
Position changes we've got. So we've got Leah up 12 places, Callum up 15 places, Rand up 2, and Hicklin up 14. Ben's up 6, Barlow up 3, and Scopes up 1.
Bennett has a little bit of a swapper on there. There's Ben's, I see on the track map, ran a bit wide coming out of turn 10. As he looks to be getting closer, as Nicky's pushing Bennett around the final sector. But it's all about this
Pressure,
exit. Oh, wow, that's a good save. That is a pretty good save from.
Yeah, there's been a few in this race that have had to save that out of that exit.
Yeah, that was too close for comfort. It's a yellow flag in sector 3.
A yellow flag sector 3.
That
Panther, is it?
Panther, yeah, that is Panther. He's a back down. Ben's closing in on Hicklin, but can't make the move into turn 1.
Go again with the Renault run.
This is going to be a battle for the ages, I think. Bennett.
Nicky's really showing him that he's got the pace and he's not going to be going away from those mirrors very soon.
No. Can Bennett win the Spanish Grand Prix after leading it for so long? He has 4.5 laps to go. Nicky is trying his best to get past. Leah is
Bennett's
closing
tyres
in.
are older.
Yeah,
You can see that.
Bennett with just 1 lap older tyres, got the undercut, timed the pit stop well to get the track position, which is vital in the wet conditions. It's so much more difficult to overtake as you need a big pace advantage over the car ahead. But as we come onto the pit straight once again, Bennett has got not a lot of ERS to play with, but stays ahead. Rando. Then there's looks like he's got a lot more pace than what iCallum has at the moment, and but I think Ben's had a good exit, but Hicklin is using overtake as well, so going to probably have to try and find a move other parts of the track. As Nicky still
picked up a 3-time penalty there.
Still, Nicky is staring at the back end of Bennett's car, right in his gearbox. Bennett doing a great job. Don't want to run that wide too many times, Nicky, because the stewards will be on you as he gets a good run through turn 9, and this could be the move for the lead. Bennett's going to defend. It's going to be tight down the inside, bit of contact. It's going to be narrow. A small margin. Can Nicky make the move? And Bennett just about stays ahead.
Incredible from these two.
No damage incurred for the Renault, luckily enough, but Leah is going to be watching on still. The more they battle, the more chance Leah has got to gazump these two drivers.
It's going to drop down to Callum and Rando's little battle. Seems to be a gap building between them both now. They were pretty close.
Yeah.
In the two drivers there. Rando can pick it up.
Oh, it's really wet. I wonder if it's going to be time for wet tyres. Like you say, when you're saying coming down, but it is lap 31, so I think that we're going to have to they're going to have to struggle to the end of the Grand Prix. On intermediate tyres, we've got a 3-way battle for the lead now as all this battling from Bennett and Nicky has brought Leah into play. Bennett obviously, well, Nicky's obviously faster, it seems, at the moment than Bennett, but track position is crucial.
I do not want to be the one to say it, but how crazy it would be if a safety car appeared right at the end of the race. That would throw a spanner right in the works for everyone.
Yeah, I think should have green flag running from to the end of the race, as I don't think the game mechanics actually allow a safety car at the end of this late in the race. But that is so struggling. You can just see Bennett struggling through the chicane.
Yeah.
And this is getting ever closer in the slipstream. Then
does Nicky have wing damage now?
look at Leah gaining and gaining. It's not gaining enough. I don't know if Nicky has wing. It's not showing if he does anyway. But Benz is now caught back up to Hicklin. Whether he'll be have enough to make the move or not, we'll wait and see. Start getting your driver of the day votes in. You might want to save them to the end of the race, of course. Oh, Nicky's almost lost it. He's kicked up a bit of dirt coming through there. Ben stays behind. And the battle for 6th place. Rando can't really make an impact at all.
Final lap is going to really be interesting with the front three here.
Bennett, oh wow, look how close he is on that gearbox of the McLaren. Can the McLaren driver? I think it's time for full wets, but there's no point worrying about that now, so it's going to be a sketchy final lap, I think, as we are in probably full wet conditions, but you're on the last lap and he gets a poor exit. Can this be the chance to get it as we're on to the final lap of the race then? Nicky in the slipstream of Bennett. Can he make the move down into turn 1? He'll try his best. He just can't make that move. He's too far away. He's going to have a little look through here, I think. Is he going to go for the move? I don't think so. Rando very close to the back of iCallum, as is Benz to Hicklin and Barlow. Nicky looking all over the track to try and go for the move, but he just can't fashion a move anywhere.
Seems like Leah, he's really fighting for it now, and Leah's just getting ever so close.
And Leah's just getting stuck behind. There's that's very close. He's going to try and go for the move as our championship leader. Can he try and fashion a move around the outside of turn 10? Bennett will go deep, parks it on the exit, and that should be that for the end of the race, unless Nicky can find an avenue pass somewhere in this final sector. Will he try and go for a run down into this final chicane? Oh, he loses the rear end. And this is very close. Can he get a good exit? I don't think so. And I think as long as he gets a good enough exit, Bennett will come across the line to win. And he does win the Spanish Grand Prix, and it's an excellent drive for Bennett in the McLaren. And I have to say, fair play to him, because he has done a great job. Rando popped up.
Oh my, wow.
Rando pops up into P4 on debut.
That's incredible.
Stunning drive. Ben's up into P5 as well.
Yeah.
Barlow drops down into P8, unfortunately. Well, Hicklin from the back of the grid up into 7th. iCallum up into 6th. Scopes comes across the line, P9. Good recovery drivers, I think he did 5 stops that race. So 2
votes for Hicklin for driver of the day in the chat so far, so keep them coming in, guys.
Yeah, keep them coming. Neelix unfortunately finishes outside the points. Original, unfortunately, P12 was looking promising for him. So he hit the back of his teammate on the safety car, and Cheesy comes across the line and outside the points, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So we have coming in. Game's giving it to Hicklin as well. iCallum and Hicklin the same amount of positions gained in the race, but it is Bennett who takes the plaudits.
Yeah.
This evening. Yeah, I think we've got Hicklin at the drive of the day at the moment. Cheesy's voting himself driver of the day because he didn't quit. Yeah, well, you got to stay in it to win it, I suppose. Leah driver of the day, iCallum driver of the day. Yeah, so there you go then. Apparently it's all sunshine now, but it really wasn't. I can't really see what the fastest lap was from Nicky there. I think it was an
1:18.7.
Yeah. So there you go. Fastest lap goes to Nicky, so that's good points for his championship. Bennett wins, though just about holding off Nicky. Gets a great effort from the Finnish driver, from the flying Finn himself. Just couldn't manage to make it onto the top step of the podium. He looked faster in those closing stages, but track position proved crucial to the McLaren driver. At the end, Leah rounds off the podium. If you could start inviting them in for me, please. Then comes Rando, Benz, iCallum, Hicklin, Barlow, Scopes, and Play Teddy rounding off the points. Outside the points is Neelix, Original, Cheesy Train, Panther a lap down, and the DNFs are Connor, Dorsey, Halo, Rockamad, Blaze, and Zach. There's well, they start joining. Otherwise, we wait for Leah to join.
We're waiting on Leah. There she is.
There we go. There we go. George, do you want to start off then with third place driver Leah? Everyone, make sure you have ticked your box in the party chat so that we can hear you on stream. And George, I will leave it to you to interview RC Leah.
I've got to say, what an impressive end to that race from you there, Leah. That was quite a battle there. What's your thoughts on that race?
Yeah, not the best qualifying to start off with, but the race sort of went well. Safety cars helped me a lot. Unfortunately, I had a 5-second penalty in the pit lane, which allowed Nicky to get past me, which I reckon probably cost me that one, but yeah, decent result like that after qualifying.
Yeah, well, I'll say well done as well. I got pretty hairy at the end there, I think. He obviously stuck behind those two battling each other. But well done, him nonetheless.
Cheers.
Second place driver then is SLR Nicky. I'm sure, Nicky, you would have loved to be on the top step, seeing as your championship rivals, well, nowhere. But still good points in the championship. Fastest laps to go as well. Talk us through your race and those final laps.
Yeah, it's been a pretty tough week for me. I mean, yeah, I had my personal problems, but I mean, I'll take this second place. I had that unlucky penalty because my original hit me under the safety car. But yeah, I had pretty good pace all race long, so I'll take this.
Yeah,
that was an interesting.
it was an interesting battle. Yeah. Owen's asking what top three was. It was Bennett from Nikki from Leah. In the end, George, you want to interview our race winner?
Yeah, and moving on to our race winner, Bennett. What a race, mate! Absolutely incredible final. I'd say the final 4 or 5 laps there, mate. It was quite intense. What are your thoughts on those last 5 laps?
If he's there.
Yep, sorry about that. So I saw after the safety car that had a couple of seconds lead, and I thought that was alright, but then I saw Nicky closing in, and I just had to try and save my ERS for every last corner and just try and get it up the straight, and I think that's what kept me in at the end.
Yeah, it was pretty insane. Share some thought on your process on your strat there, because you went from on the medium, 2 sets of mediums, straight onto the inters. What were your thoughts when the rain started coming in?
So I initially didn't actually mean to go on to mediums. I wanted to go on hards, but it said on my strategy medium, and I think I must have accidentally clicked that, thinking it said hard.
Oh, fair play to you, mate. That was a splendid
yeah.
race, and well done to you all.
Yeah, luckily the rain came.
Yeah,
Yeah, we were very lucky that came.
I was thinking at the time that you were probably praying that the rain came earlier. Obviously, the safety cars helped. So.
I had Barlow in the party, and we were talking about, because he put on inters, and then he said, "Oh, I better go in now," because they were working. So I think that's what also helped me win.
Well, fair play to you, mate. You, Nicky, and Leo had a very intense battle at the end there, and it was really great to watch. So, round of applause to you all.
Yeah, we've got a tired driver of the day here between Callum and Hickland. So, George, you want a deciding vote, or actually, I think we could. I don't even know who I'd go for.
I would go.
So Callum finished ahead of.
Callum finished ahead, but Hicklin just. No, it's a difficult one. I go Callum.
Yeah, I think they both started 19th and 20th and both gained 13 positions, so it's hard to say. But I think we'll give it to Callum then for driver of the day, and that will be that then for Division 2. Please join us in just in about 50 minutes time for Division 3. Not sure who'll be on commentary then, but will be some people. But yeah, thanks for watching. It was a pretty close ending with all 3 drivers pretty much within a second come the end of the race, but it was Bennett who took the honours this evening. So it's a win for the McLaren driver, and that will be all from us, and we'll see you very shortly.